Hey there YouTube, so it's Sunday, cleaning day, yada yada. So I'm going to show you guys how I clean my brushes because it's been asked a lot how I clean them, and it's been asked what kind of brushes I use, and it's been asked what kind of shampoo and conditioner I use. So I'm just going to kind of do that all in one today. So the shampoo that I use is from VO5. I just get the cheapest one that's there that smells really good. So I go to Walmart and it's like 98 cents and it smells good. That's all that matters to me, is that my hair is going to smell good when I wash it. I don't really care, so it's just VO5 shampoo and conditioner. Okay, the brushes that I like to use, my favorite brushes are actually e.l.f. brushes, e.l.f. eyeshadow brushes. So here's an e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. I have quite a few of those. And then my favorite highlight brush is actually a really old Avon brush that I have that is a double-ended one that's really beat up, if you can see it now. Really beat up. And then my favorite blending brush now, it's no longer the Sephora one, it's actually the one that I got from IMATS. So I'm not really sure on the brand of brush that this is, but this is my favorite. So I'm going to show you guys how I clean my brushes. Right now, I basically just have my brushes on a towel, and they're kind of marinating is what I call it, but they're just all sitting in conditioner. I have conditioner, if you guys can see it, on the bristles itself, and they're just sitting here for right now. It doesn't matter if they're all kind of clumped together, but when I do rinse them and rinse the conditioner off, I do put them all separately apart from one another. So these are the brushes that I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to clean. It's my e.l.f. eyeshadow brushes, my blending brush, and my highlight. Do beware, because when you see my blending brush being clean, you're going to be like, wow, because I do use a lot of browns and stuff like that. So okay, so what I do is I make sure that my water is on warm to hot, there. So it's on warm to hot, and then what I do is I take my brushes and I first just kind of rinse them in the water. Just to kind of get them nice and wet, like that. Then what I do, it's not hot enough, I like it to be kind of really hot, is I take my shampoo and I pour just a little bit in the palm of my hand, so just like that, and then I take my brush and I just kind of start to go like this. I run it into that shampoo, and if you can see the shampoo turning colors, that is what you are cleaning off all the eyeshadow and the bacteria from the brush itself. So I just do that. And then I just kind of set my brushes off to the side to just kind of sit in the shampoo. And I just continue this process with every brush. It's a little time consuming if you do have a lot of brushes, or depending on how dirty your brushes may be, but it's really worth it, because there's so much bacteria that can build up on these brushes. And you know, if you do makeup for other people, sometimes I do makeup for other people, you know, for certain things. I had to do makeup for one of my friends' aunts. It was her Nana and her Tia, and I had to do makeup for them for a little photo shoot that they were doing, and then, you know, I did makeup for prom and all that. It's good to make sure that you have clean brushes and that you're not using, you know, the same brushes that you're using on yourself on the other people, and if you do, that you're cleaning them in between uses, because there's so much bacteria that can be passed around from these, you know, from other people's eyes, from the makeup, yada yada. So you just have to make sure that you're really kind of cleaning your brushes and getting all that bacteria out of there. And now this is the blending brush. This is what I wanted to show you guys. Look at how dark it's going to start turning. I guess I could turn that off, huh? You guys can just see that, like, how much it's going to come off of there. I'm going to do this one a little bit more because I do use this blending brush for every use. Seriously, like every time I do my makeup, I'm always running to this blending brush. So I'm going to make sure that this one is extra clean. So you just have to go like this. Okay, now you can see that the bubbles are getting a little less dark now, which means that it's pretty much getting cleaned. So now to rinse them, all you do is turn your water back on to that hot, warm to hot, and just kind of do the same thing but under the water. So you're running it around your palm like this, but you're doing it under the water. And then when you squeeze it out like that, make sure that there is no color dripping into your sink. If you have a white sink, you'll definitely be able to tell if there's color or not. I should have showed you guys how I did it with my face brushes, because I have like a bronzing brush that really showed if there was any color left in it still. So you're just going to do that to every single brush. I'll do all three of these at the same time just to kind of speed this up. And voila. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your conditioner. And you're going to kind of repeat the same process. You're just going to put some in your hand. You're going to use a little bit more than what you used for the shampoo. And you're just going to kind of run your brush through it. And really just kind of cover that brush. Can you see it? Cover that brush in conditioner. And just kind of continue to do this for everyone. Double-sided ones, don't forget to do both sides. So now I'm just going to rinse my hands real quick. You're going to let those sit and, like I called it, marinate for a little while so that they look kind of like this. See, they're just kind of sitting. These ones have already been sitting for a little while, so I'm going to go ahead and start to do these ones now. But see, if you can kind of look at it, you'll see that some of the conditioner is starting to actually, ew, my fingers are getting all, whatever it's called, wrinkly. But yeah, you'll see that the conditioner is starting to kind of just go away, be less noticeable. Now I'm going to show you guys how to rinse these. Okay, so to rinse them, you basically repeat the same process. You just start to rinse off the conditioner just like that. But you're going to squeeze out all the excess water that could be in there. Show you guys on a bigger brush so it'll be easier to see. Rinse it, make sure you get all the conditioner out, and then just kind of squeeze out all the excess water. So see how it's going to look like a flat brush now? And you're just going to go ahead and do that to all of your brushes. I'll show you guys one more time on a bigger brush. This one is a big poofy face brush, and so what I'm going to do is once all the conditioner's out, I'm going to just squeeze out all the water that I can and kind of make them about as flat as can be. Okay, then what I like to do is once they are all, these are all, let me show you guys, rinsed, then what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that there is no water whatsoever. Just kind of squeeze out any excess water and make sure that you have a towel kind of spread out on your countertop, and just go ahead and start to lay these flat to dry. So any excess water, kind of squeeze it out and lay these flat and lay them away from each other. You don't want your brushes to be right on top of each other because then they're not going to dry very well. So see, I'm just kind of squeezing out any excess water. And you're just going to continue to do this for all of your brushes. And it's always good to kind of just let your brushes, as I said, marinate in that conditioner, because the conditioner is really going to soften up your bristles for like your next use, and you're really going to like how soft your brushes feel once you do that. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this, and I'll come back to show you guys how to lay them out. Once I have all my brushes just kind of laying all spaced, you see they all have their own space. None of the tips of the brushes, none of the brush tops should be actually on top of one another. These ones are kind of touching. Let me just move them. But if you guys can see, I don't know why it keeps rolling. There's something right there underneath it. But none of the brush bristles are actually on top of one another. So they're all pretty much just drying. So you're just going to leave them there to dry, and you want them to dry overnight. Okay, so like I said, if you're planning on wearing your makeup, I don't recommend doing this before you're going to do your makeup. Like maybe in the morning of, if you're going to do your makeup later on that night, but really I recommend doing it the day, like if you do it, you give it a day to dry. Let's just put it that way. So like I'm doing mine this morning, and I'm just going to let these dry all day and not use them again until tomorrow. Either it be tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, whatever, yada yada. You're just going to let these kind of, whoa, sorry, my tripod was falling back. You're going to let these basically just sit here and dry all night long. And that's what I recommend, because that's what's going to help them dry completely, and just kind of let them just sit and not get dirty. And you're just going to leave it on your countertop to dry under a towel, or on top of a towel. And that's basically it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope I showed you guys how I not only clean my brushes, but what are my favorite brushes, and then the shampoos that I use, because a lot of people ask that and I don't know why. But okay, so I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, YouTube.